She has fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen. This is no ordinary collapse. This is not the downfall of a city, a system, or a nation. This is Jehovah's irreversible judgment upon all false religion across the face of the earth, from the beauty and pride of the Chaldeans to the great city clothed in scarlet and gold, to the mother of the prostitutes and of the disgusting things of the earth. Babylon the Great has corrupted the nations, shed the blood of the holy ones, and exalted herself above the stars of God. She said in her heart, I will never be a widow. She sat as mistress of kingdoms, seducing kings and merchants alike with her shameless luxury and spiritual immorality. But the time of her arrogance has come to an end. Jehovah has spoken, and his word does not return void. Like Sodom and Gomorrah, she will be reduced to ashes. Like a mighty millstone hurled into the sea, she will sink, never to rise again. Her sorceries, her idols, her towering sanctuaries shattered, her music silenced, her light extinguished, her name blotted out. The kings of the earth will weep, the merchants will mourn, the shipmasters will wail as they watch her smoke rise, because in 1 hour her judgment will arrive. This is Jehovah's vengeance, perfect, righteous, and final. Get out of her, my people. Do not share in her sins. Do not receive part of her plagues. This is your call to flee the harlot, to reject the lie, and to stand with the God of truth. Jehovah, who is now executing justice against the greatest religious deception the world has ever known. Every false altar will fall. Every false shepherd will be exposed. Every false doctrine will be burned away. Because this isn't just prophecy, it is unfolding now. And the heavens declare with a loud voice, Praise Jah, salvation, glory, and power belong to our God, because his judgments are true and righteous. Watch closely. Let the scriptures speak. Babylon the Great will never rise again, and Jehovah's name will be glorified forever. This is the fall of false religion. This is the hour of truth. This is the word of Jehovah. And Babylon, the most glorious of kingdoms, the beauty and the pride of the Chaldeans, will be like Sodom and Gomorrah when God overthrew them. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 19. You will recite this proverb against the king of Babylon, how the one forcing others to work has met his end, how the oppression has ended. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4. You said in your hearts, I will ascend to the heavens. Above the stars of God I will lift up my throne. and I will sit down on the mountain of meeting in the remotest parts of the north. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 13. Look at what is coming, men in a war chariot with a team of horses. Then he spoke up and said, "She has fallen, Babylon has fallen, all the graven images of her gods he has shattered to the ground." Isaiah chapter 21, verse 9. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit down in the ground, where there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for never again will people call you delicate and pampered. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. Sit there silently and go into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. No more will they call you Mistress of Kingdoms. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 5. But these two things will come upon you suddenly, in one day, loss of children and widowhood. In full measure they will come upon you because of your many sorceries and all your powerful spells. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 9. Get out of Babylon. Flee from the Chaldeans. Announce it with a joyful cry. Proclaim it. Make it known to the ends of the earth. Isaiah chapter 48, verse 20. How the forge hammer of all the earth has been cut down and broken. How Babylon has become an object of horror among the nations. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 23. Summon archers against Babylon, all who are bending the bow. Repay her according to her activity. Do to her just as she has done. For she has acted arrogantly against Jehovah, against the Holy One of Israel. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 29. Just as with God's overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and of their neighboring towns, declares Jehovah, no one will dwell there, and no man will settle there. Jeremiah 50, verse 40. This is what Jehovah says. Here I am raising up a destructive wind against Babylon. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and escape for your life. Do not perish because of her error. For it is the time for Jehovah's vengeance. He is paying her back for what she has done. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6. Suddenly Babylon has fallen and is broken. Wail over her, get balsam for her pain. Perhaps she may be healed. We tried to heal Babylon, but she could not be healed. Leave her and let us go, each to his own land. For her judgment has reached to the heavens, it is as high as the clouds. Jehovah has brought about justice for us. Jeremiah chapter 51, verses 8 through 10. The earth will quake and tremble, for the thoughts of Jehovah against Babylon will be carried out to make the land of Babylon an object of horror, without an inhabitant. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 29. Get out of her midst, my people. Escape for your lives from the burning anger of Jehovah. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 45. Therefore look, the days are coming when I will turn my attention to the graven images of Babylon. All her land will be put to shame, and all her slain will fall in her midst. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 47. Even if Babylon should ascend to the heavens, even if she should fortify her towering strongholds, from me her destroyers will come, declares Jehovah. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 53. For Jehovah is destroying Babylon. He will silence her great voice, and their waves will roar like many waters. The sound of their voice will be heard. For the destroyer will come upon Babylon, her warriors will be captured, their bows will be shattered, for Jehovah is a God of retribution. He will surely repay. Jeremiah chapter 51, verses 55 and 56. Jeremiah wrote in one book all the calamity that would come upon Babylon, all these words written against Babylon. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 60. Then say, O Jehovah, you have said against this place that it will be destroyed and left without an inhabitant, man or beast, and that she will become desolate forever. And when you finish reading this book, tie a stone to it and throw it into the middle of the Euphrates. Then say, this is how Babylon will sink down and never rise again because of the calamity that I am bringing on her, and they will grow weary. Jeremiah chapter 51, verses 62 through 64. The king was saying, is this not Babylon the great that I myself have built for the royal house by my own strength and might and for the glory of my majesty? Daniel chapter 4, verse 30. Come, Zion, make your escape. You who are dwelling with the daughter of Babylon. Zechariah chapter 2, verse 7. A second angel followed, saying, She has fallen. Babylon the Great has fallen, she who made all the nations drink of the wine of the passion of her sexual immorality. Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. On her forehead was written a name, a mystery. Babylon the Great, the mother of the prostitutes and of the disgusting things of the earth. Revelation chapter 17, verse 5. And the woman whom you saw means the great city that has a kingdom over the kings of the earth. Revelation chapter 17, verse 18. And he cried out with a strong voice, saying, She has fallen, Babylon the Great has fallen, and she has become a dwelling place of demons, and a place where every unclean spirit and every unclean and hated bird lurks. Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. For because of the wine of the passion of her sexual immorality, all the nations have fallen victim, and the kings of the earth committed sexual immorality with her. And the merchants of the earth became rich owing to the power of her shameless luxury. Revelation chapter 18, verse 3. And I heard another voice out of heaven say, Get out of her, my people, if you do not want to share with her in her sins, and if you do not want to receive part of her plagues. Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. For her sins have massed together clear up to heaven, and God has called her acts of injustice to mind. Repay her in the way she treated others, yes. Pay her back double for the things she has done. Revelation chapter 18, verses 5 and 6. And the kings of the earth who committed sexual immorality with her and lived with her in shameless luxury will weep and beat themselves in grief over her when they see the smoke from her burning. They will stand at a distance because of the fear of her torment and say, too bad, you great city, because in 1 hour your judgment has arrived. Revelation chapter 18, verses 9 and 10. The merchants who sold these things, who became rich from her, will stand at a distance because of their fear of her torment, and will weep and mourn, saying, too bad, the great city, clothed with fine linen, purple and scarlet, and richly adorned with gold ornaments, precious stones and pearls, because in 1 hour such great riches have become devastated. Revelation chapter 18, verses 15 through 17. And every ship captain, and every seafaring person, and sailors, and all those who make a living by the sea stood at a distance and cried out as they looked at the smoke from her burning, and said, "What city is like the great city?" They threw dust on their heads and cried out, weeping and mourning, and said, too bad, the great city in which all those who had ships at sea became rich from her wealth, because in 1 hour she has been devastated." Revelation chapter 18, verses 17 through 19. And a strong angel lifted up a stone like a great millstone and hurled it into the sea, saying, "Thus with a swift pitch will Babylon, the great city, be hurled down, and she will never be found again." Revelation chapter 18, verse 21. And the sound of singers who accompany themselves on the harp, of musicians, of flutists, and of trumpeters will never be heard in you again. And no craftsman who practices any trade will ever be found in you again, and no sound of a millstone will ever be heard in you again. Revelation chapter 18, verse 22. No light of a lamp will ever shine in you again, and no voice of a bridegroom and of a bride will ever be heard in you again. For your merchants were the top-ranking men of the earth, and by your spiritistic practices all of the nations were misled. Yes, in her was found the blood of prophets and holy ones, and all of those who have been slaughtered on the earth. Revelation chapter 18, verses 23 and 24. After this, I heard what seemed to be a loud voice of a great crowd in heaven. They said, "Praise Jah. The salvation and the glory and the power belong to our God, because his judgments are true and righteous. For he has executed judgment on the great prostitute who corrupted the earth with her sexual immorality, and he has avenged the blood of his slaves that is on her hands." Revelation chapter 19, verses 1 and 2. The verdict has been declared, the sentence has been executed. She has fallen, Babylon the Great has fallen, and she will never rise again. What began with a whisper of rebellion has ended in a roar of divine retribution. She, who sat as Mistress of Kingdoms, is now reduced to silence. She, who clothed herself in scarlet and gold, is now clothed in smoke and shame. Her idols shattered, her merchants weeping, her kings mourning from afar, her voice forever silenced by the decree of the sovereign Lord Jehovah. False religion, with its lies, blood guilt, and spiritual immorality, has been fully exposed, fully judged, and fully destroyed by the hand of the living God. No more will she seduce the nations. No more will she masquerade as light while harboring darkness. No more will she mislead the innocent, exploit the vulnerable, and stain the earth with the blood of God's faithful ones. Jehovah has remembered her sins. He has repaid her double, and he has hurled her down like a mighty millstone into the sea, never to be found again. Flee from her, my people, Jehovah cries. Do not share in her sins, do not taste of her plagues. Now the call is clear, now the line is drawn. Will you stand with what is doomed? Or will you stand with Jehovah, whose judgments are true, righteous, and eternal? Heaven rejoices. The great crowd cries aloud, Praise Jah, salvation, glory, and power belong to our God, because he has executed judgment on the great prostitute and avenged the blood of his servants. The long night of deception is over. The dawn of truth has broken, and Jehovah alone is exalted in that day. Babylon the Great is no more. Jehovah's word has triumphed, and his kingdom will never be shaken. Let every listener take heed, let every heart awaken. The fall of false religion is not just prophecy, it is a certainty. And the voice from heaven still calls, Come out of her, my people. The time to choose is now. Glory to Jehovah forever and ever. Amen.